What brings you back to the union fold?
Well, I don't think I've actually been out of it. Obviously, I've not been employed as a full-time officer, but there's lots of people that have stayed in contact through the union movement, and I've always tried to help where I can. I've taken on representative cases and investigatory interviews and given advice as and when I can to the membership, to both unions actually, to both Prospect and what is now Unite. So I've never been far away from the movement, although I've not been employed as a full-time officer.
Now, Prospect represents a different set of workers than Unite. Will you have to take a different stance in your negotiations with government, in your, I suppose, in the way you put your case over?
I don't think so, and I think it's probably a little bit incorrect saying that we represent a different group of workers. I suppose if you go back 10-15 years when the manual workers tended to be in the Transport and General Workers Union that then became Unite, that may have been correct, but now we've got members across a whole range of industry and workplaces. So the approach that I'll be taking, I don't think it's going to be, it won't be any different to the last time that I was holding the position. In fact, our members are across the board. As I say, it's not specific to manual workers or civil servants. It's a mixture.
Now, you mentioned that workers represented by Unite and workers represented by Prospect are very similar now, and negotiations are very similar. Is there a case for those unions merging, for everyone, all of the workers, to be represented by one union?
I think as a force, if you like, the full-time officials and the lay officials from whatever union, we all sit on the same bodies and we all have input into the same negotiations, and our aims are generally the same. They've got to be the same: protecting the members, encouraging employers to pay better terms and conditions, maintaining the terms and conditions that they've already got, so that we're not going backwards. So I don't think it really matters whether you're called Union A or Union B. I'd like to see everybody in one union. It doesn't matter which union that is. That obviously, I work for Prospect. The more members we've got, the better for me. But I think it's important that everybody is a member of one union or another, and all unions should have the same principles when they're going into any sort of negotiation, and that's protecting what we've got, encouraging people to enable us to maintain what we've got and better what we've got, and not let things go backwards, whether that's in terms and conditions generally or pay. So I don't think it matters whether we merge and become one big worldwide union, if you like. We all work together anyway to achieve the same goals.
And you're taking on this role. What do you see as the challenges that lie ahead for you?
Long term, maintaining what we've got, improving what we've got, coming to terms with Brexit. We haven't mentioned, Angela hasn't mentioned Brexit. I think that's potentially going to have major ramifications, especially around protection of employment rights. But it depends who you listen to. Some people say that there's already agreements made that any legislation that's out there at the moment will be protected, and workers' rights will be protected, enshrined in law, and there won't be any changes. I've got my own view that may not be the case. I think that it may be we see a move to try and water down legislation that's in existence at the moment, if not to get away with it, do away with it altogether. So I think that's going to be an interesting next, what have we got, 9 months, 10 months before the deadline. Pensions, Angela touched on pensions. I'm still new. I'm still learning about the pensions. Angela's obviously quite au fait with the processes and how we've got from A to B, but pensions will always be an issue. It's an emotive subject. People see that they've paid a set amount of money in, and now they're not going to get what they were told they were going to get in 10-15 years time. So pensions will always raise its head, I think. And the general terms and conditions, like I say, it's a tough world out there economically. Things have changed. It's not as easy to negotiate 3, 4, 5, 6, 7% pay awards, which was happening 20 years ago. So tough times across the board, I think.